I got curious, so I want to check out this WWE Superstars little toy line. More chunky, toy-like versions of some wrestlers of the past. We've got from WCW, the NWO, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Figures. I always thought it was kind of weird when they kind of mix old WWF stuff with WCW stuff, since they were kind of competition in the day. But at least we get some versions of the characters this way. These figures use the bodies of the Masters of the Universe toy line Mattel's doing right now called Origins. So we'll compare them to that and we'll see why exactly I grabbed these, since I'm not really collecting this line myself. Got their little phrases and pictures on the back, and the card artwork on the front actually has the attire the figures have. But it's still kind of weird with that WWF old ring as the background with some WCW guys inside. And I got unpunched cards, so let me just fix that real quick. Get those out of there. But it doesn't matter, we're going to rip them open here, check them out, as that's what I like to do. We got a little accessory thing. What is this? His weapon? He's got weapon! Scott Hall first. And these are really strapped in here. Definitely more intended for collectors since they are older wrestlers. So very unusual body shape here, as we can see. Got a NWO kind of spray can. They would often do that. Spray paint their opponents. We can see right away we've got a cloth NWO shirt with the classic Elite kind of figure Velcro thing for easy on and off. So worth it to get a nice NWO shirt, and he's got the older WCW Tag Team Championship belt. Not shiny gold like the Vac Mattel size thing, but this kind of grittier gold, almost more fitting for the NWO in a way. Though now that they have this, I would imagine it would release at some point in the Elite lineup if at all possible. And also because these figures are kind of like stubby leg, but the torsos are really big. I bet this shirt is about the same size as an Elite figure anyway. We have like an Elite Scott Hall, and you can see the size. It's just the same size of the other Mattel figures that are a little more realistically body shaped. So handy accessories either way you're going to use them. Same with the belts that I'll probably give to my Elite counterparts. But we'll check out the figure here. Pretty cool, like cartoony likeness. And he's got the body and the chest hair, little elbow pads, wolf pack, Hall tights, the knee. Of course, these figures are kind of like modular in nature, that you can kind of take them apart, mix and match the pieces. We can see he's the same size as the He-Man from the same parts. This is from the Origins. Kind of confusing concept for me why they would make these in the first place. I don't know. I guess somebody's enjoying them here. But just for these accessories here, going to be worth it. Even has the shades and the spray paint can. Quite a lot going on, and quite a bit of articulation really for this as well. Let's get Kevin Nash opened up here so we can talk about both of them together. Guess we didn't look at that little pack for Scott Hall either, so we'll have to check that out. Definitely collector accessorized here. We have kind of the plasticky leather pants for his attire. Here's something you don't see on the Masters of the Universe figures, the tattoos. Got the shades, so he has this very cartoony face there. Has the old trick with the holes up in there to put in the hair to keep the shades in place. So I get my second WCW tag belt. Very handy. Unfortunately, he didn't get cloth shirt for the NWO. He just got the plastic. Again, since these figures you can take the parts off, we can get the NWO kind of cut shirt off. Handy possibly for other figures. He has his Nash attire here. He has these pants, which the legs are what's kind of small on these, so I think underneath here just kind of plain black, so he's not going to look too good, and these pants aren't going to be very useful for any other figures since they're a little too small. So he's better left with those on for his leather pants, which is a pretty cool different texture, you know, for his singlet than with this. The pants, he's got his tassels and stuff on the side. Pretty sweet, but again, just the shape of these, so like old school cartoony looking figures. A lot of articulation at least, instead of like the very older wrestling figures that didn't have too much movement. But again, now you can match this up with the He-Man figure. He's trying to get He-Man to join like the NWO or something like that. Not sure if he'd quite go for that. They might be better off getting Skeletor as their new member on the team that way. So I guess in the little accessory bags we just have lots of different hands. Got two sweet gestured hands, and we got fists. So I guess that's the accessories, or the Too Sweet and fists, also for Scott Hall as well. Wolfpack in the house. Got the Elite Kevin Nash here. You can see just the proportions kind of strange, but the hands kind of same size, so you might be able to use those hands with kind of the Elite size figures. Mostly I got these to raid the accessories, because I'm probably not going to collect this line. It was interesting that they went with some NWO members, popular enough to go along with the others like Ultimate Warrior and Ric Flair and things like that. Worth it just to raid the accessories? Maybe not, but you do get these figures. You can kind of do some kind of little something with them. But I don't know if I'll collect any more, but I do have at least one complete tag team with the Outsiders here, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. It also kind of goes the other way. You have some extra Mattel shirts and things, and you can kind of change their look too. We can get like some Wolfpack NWO red shirts on them and kind of mix and match and get the whatever looks you want for these. So it is cool. A lot of the accessories are kind of interchangeable, but just kind of an odd choice for me that they would use these molds. I think they're just trying to get more money and value out of making all those He-Man molds there. I mean, they started off with the kind of fantasy versions of WB wrestlers before they did actually start making the real Masters of the Universe characters. They're really getting their mileage out of a lot of these parts. Very interesting, but as of right now, I'd probably keep these on the NWO kind of as their own tag belts, while I have the other WCW tag belts on another well-known tag team in my collection of the standard WB line with the Elite figures and things like that. We got extra NWO shirts, one kind of plasticky, but we do get a cloth NWO shirt. Could be handy for another member to have. And again, the Mattel, like, really good quality print, and then with the Velcro split in the back, easy to put on any figure. I'd say it was worth the grab. So if you want to see more of the Masters of the Universe figures, I do a lot of videos on all the ones I collect, just like these, or I just review my other Mattel wrestling figures and other companies right here on this channel. If you want to get subscribed and see more wrestling figures of about this time period, is about where I stay in my collecting range. So either way, I hope to get to see you in the next video. NWO for life.